Hi, and welcome to another edition of CoshoctonTV Weekly. I am your host, Kirby Hasseman. I appreciate you being here every week, Friday at 2 p.m., where we interview different local organizations or local celebrities that tell us a little bit about what's going on positively in Coshocton County. We appreciate this time our guest being Dick Hoover, who's going to tell us about a vintage toy display, the Toy Cellar, which is going to be in the Toll House of Roscoe Village. Thanks so much for being here, Dick.
Good to be here.
I know it's your favorite thing in the world to do, so I appreciate that. Let's start with just what is the Toy Cellar, and tell us a little bit about the whole display.
Well, it is a 40-year collection of vintage toys, mostly American-made, and it's open, of course, to the public basically on weekends.
Okay.
So it's with Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon, usually around 1 to 3:30 or 4. And then through the week, maybe by appointment for groups or smaller, individuals.
Now you've got some of the display here. What made you start collecting toys like this? How long have you been doing it?
Well, as I said, it's been going on for over 40 years. I guess my boys, when they were younger, we used to enjoy going to flea markets on my day off. And that's where we really started to find a lot of vintage, things that we didn't even realize even existed before.
And so you found most of the stuff at flea markets and stuff, but you had some of your boys' toys as well, is that what?
No, not any of my boys' toys.
Oh, okay.
No, most of them, it was at flea market or later on antique malls, even the internets. Everything is fair game if there's a vintage toy that might be available that could be, utilized in the village.
And how long has the display been going on so far?
Well, it began last July, actually, so it isn't quite even a year yet.
How's the response been?
Oh, it's been surprisingly excellent. Almost any age group enjoys it, not just children. Even adults come in and they get very nostalgic sometimes, about seeing something they had when they were a kid. However, there are 100 years of toys down there represented, really, from about 1860s to 1960s. So not too many people are around from the 1860s.
Not too many of those folks walking in.
That's for sure.
Each week, Coshocton TV Weekly is sponsored by Coshocton Hospital. Coshocton Hospital has been providing excellent health care in Coshocton County for over 100 years, and we truly appreciate that. If you'd like to learn more about Coshocton Hospital, you can go online at www.ccmh.com. We're back with Dick Hoover, who's telling us about the free exhibit. I want to make sure that we do let people know that it's a free exhibit. It's at Roscoe Village, and it's at weekends. We'll get more specifics on the date and times here in just a minute. But you mentioned about 1860s to 1960s. I'd like to talk a little bit. Can we talk just a little bit about, tell us what some of these toys are here that are here in front of you, Dick.
Okay. This bell toy here. This was by the Gong Bell Company in New England, and this is probably about 1890s, I would say. And a child would just pull it around, and you can hear it. When you pull it on the floor, made a lot of noise. Probably the parents said, "Go outside and play."
It's like getting your child a drum set today, then, basically.
This toy is a Canton, Ohio toy by the Gibbs Toy Company. Now, there's quite a few Ohio-made toys down in the Toy Cellar. But this would be probably close to 1920s. It was a pull toy, and of course when you did pull it, the legs of the horse actually did walk, So cool. It's just wood with lithograph print on it and then a little metal cab. During the war years, metal toys, of course, usually weren't manufactured because of the war effort. So manufacturers then went to other materials like paper mache. So this is kind of a composition or paper airplane from the 1940s.
Cool, okay.
I'm not sure how old this is. It's got some real age on it, but this is an alphabet tray. Parents would put some cookies on this and share the goodies with their children at the same time, hoping that they would learn the alphabet.
Okay, cool.
There's a lot of wind-up toys down in the Toy Cellar. This is a good example of a Marx toy. It's called Let the Drummer Boy Play. And of course you wound it up and it would take off across the floor like so. And finally I brought with me, this is a toy from New Hampshire, the Kingsbury Toy Company. It's a Borden truck. a milk truck. And of course it did have a wind-up also, and it would take off across the floor naturally, and children really got a kick out of playing that toy also.
Well, this is just a few. There are, I assume, a lot more.
Yeah, there's over 400 toys down there, so there's plenty to keep you active and interested.
Now, are you the person who explains most of the toys? I mean, you seem to know all of these.
Most of the time I'm there, right.
Okay, well, I guess you mentioned it earlier, but I think it's worth mentioning again. This is one of those displays that's good for sort of kids of all ages, if you will. Tell us again some of the times and when people can come to this free exhibit at Roscoe Village.
Well, it's basically weekends. We've been open now for a year. And Saturday and Sundays in the afternoons primarily, 1:30 to, I guess it's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock till 3:30 or 4, usually. But through the week, if there's tour groups or other groups that are interested, they can let the main desk know at Roscoe Village, and of course, they'll get a hold of me and I'll try to be there.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dick. I really appreciate you being here today.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it very much. So if you get an opportunity, go down and check out the toy cellar in the Toll House at Roscoe Village. We'll be back next week, Friday at 2 p.m. for another edition of Coshocton TV Weekly. I appreciate you being here, and we'll be back next week with another great show here on